Thank you, Sven. 11. 2 towers. Not yet. It wasn't me, nor even that mysterious somebody living inside me. It was a voice coming from behind. I saw a shy smile on Bretta's face and turned around. Of course, it was Lisa, with her trademark habit of appearing unnoticed. She was gorgeous in the shortest navy skirt imaginable and very high heels. Having fun? Mind if I join you? Bretta kept silent. I realized the decision was, quite literally, down to me. Why not, if you promise to behave? I certainly do, pledged Lisa. She stepped towards us and put her hands on Bretta's shoulders. Her friend, in turn, placed hers on Lisa's hips, and they pulled each other closer. I found myself sandwiched between 2 towering beauties, their magnificent bodies in front and back of me, and long, willowy fences of their arms on my left and right. I didn't try to escape, though, loving every moment of the magical capture. The healed Lisa's breasts were right in front of my eyes, Bretta's chin, she was still kneeling. Slightly higher. It was a tough choice, I must admit, the sweetest tough choice of my life. Finally, I decided to take it all. I embraced Lisa's hips and Bretta's shoulders, pulling them even closer. They didn't resist, they moved readily, bent down at different ratios, and kissed me simultaneously on both cheeks. I went straight to 7th heaven. And 7th heaven I went to, indeed, a second later, as Bretta rose to her full height, holding me under my armpits, and Lisa stretched up while supporting my bottom. It was a completely new experience, and unforgettable. Once level with Bretta, I started kissing her again, and immediately Lisa announced, "Hey, you too, I also want my piece of cake." What's the problem then? You've got a pair of nice, lovely breasts down there. Aren't something more, Lisa replied, moving her supporting hand a little forward between my thighs and grabbing my manhood. Maybe it's a little too much of a gift for such an arrogant man as you are, but I suppose you deserve it after all. Right, Brett? Sure he does, Bretta said, looking down at her friend, and added with some concern in her voice, but he's right, my boobs are also worth a rub or two. The girls behaved badly. And I liked it. Bretta still held me in the air, Lisa's hand massaged my crotch, while her lips passionately sucked Bretta's breasts. My excitement rose so much that I started to get increasingly worried about the less than unreal possibility of an uncontrolled explosion, and felt unlikely relief when Bretta said, "Guys, you're both fantastic and truly romantic, but I'm not a weightlifter, sorry. Let's try something else." She put me down on the floor and sat on the sofa. "Nick, come up here," she said, moving her legs slightly apart, and I stood between them. "Excellent. Lisa, will you please sit down next to me?" "What's in your mind, I wonder?" Lisa obeyed, curiosity drawn on her face. "Don't know yet, but at last, I have Nick's face higher than mine without holding him in my arms." That was true, the sofa was very low and very deep, and I was now slightly taller than Bretta. Her knees, however, reached all the way up to my hips. Lisa lay down, her legs dangling from the other side of the sofa, and put her head on Bretta's lap. And, as though it was her turn, Bretta started slowly caressing her friend's boobs. "Millimeter, good," murmured Lisa. "Nick, sweetie, could you please get us something to drink?" On my return to the lounge, with cocktails and fruit in my hands, I saw something I had feared to see. Busy with each other, they didn't pay any attention to my humble self. I just stood there, watching a real-life erotic show. Erotic like hell it was. My excitement grew higher than ever, but this time it was a kind of hopeless excitement. I took a glass and swigged, inadvertently loudly. Lisa looked up at me as if surprised. Now she'll ask what I am doing here, I thought upsettingly. What an embarrassment, being one too many in your own room. "What are you doing there?" Lisa inquired. "You don't even need to reach up, so what are you waiting for?" She made an inviting gesture, and Bretta presented me with the most encouraging smile. That was enough. A moment later, I was luxuriating on the sofa, between the loveliest tall, beyond tall, should I say, girls in the world, who kissed and hugged me fondly. To be honest, I thought you didn't want to be disturbed by me, I whispered. You looked so absolutely happy. We were happy, said Bretta. And we are even happier now. But you're right, added Lisa, we didn't want to be disturbed. This way, she pointed at the big wet spot on her skirt. When jumping on the sofa, I forgot about the tray and spilled the drinks all over the place. Next chapter. Epilogue.